My name is Erica Burkhalter and I am back with another video. Today's video is going to be about how do you pray with confidence and authority. This is the perfect time to be making this video. I feel like, given the climate we're dealing with right now with this coronavirus, I think more than ever is the time to pray. Now is the time to pray and just kind of focus more on Jesus than the news and really spreading the word of God. 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7 says, "For God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind." That's you taking the honesty in your prayer or in your notebook, in your journal, whatever, and aligning it with the word of God and saying, hey, I may be scared right now, but I'm going to combat that with, God, please help me remember what you say in your word, that I do not have the spirit of fear. You've given me the power of love and a sound mind. That's how you start to combat that. Whatever it is you may be dealing with it, God has something in his word to definitely help you with it and to speak life over that situation, so you're not dwelling in that same place. Oh, this is a great tip. I am really trying to get good at praying. What are you saying, Erica? What does that mean? I am trying to actively work on being confident in prayer and speaking with authority. There are a lot of times in the Bible where just from people believing in God and what he can do has freed them from so many things. It has freed them from the main thing I've known is to free people from is definitely from sickness, and I love that. But what I will say is, my favorite thing when it comes to trying to get better at praying is when you hear someone else praying that you actually admire and you love the way they pray. I would actually write some of their prayers down and start to use some of those prayers, and then you start to pick up on some of that terminology. You just start to kind of memorize some of the things that they say, and it'll help you while you're praying. And you'll also start to pick up on their tone, and you'll come into your own. You'll come into your own. But I found that some really strong prayers from people that I actually really look up to, like Moism. She has this really fire prayer in one of her sermons on YouTube before she started to preach over a young group of people, and the prayer was so powerful. I literally transcribed the entire prayer, and I have sent that prayer to a few of my friends because it'll literally shift your mood. Like, I believe it'll literally shift your mood. So now some of those words I catch myself saying in prayer, but then sometimes when I'm asked to pray for people or pray in front of a group of people, I get a little nervous because I'm like, oh, I don't know what to say, and I may not sound like this person, I may not sound like that person, but you're not supposed to. You're just supposed to be yourself and be honest and give your best. That's it. Prayer doesn't, it's not supposed to look a certain way. Like, God just wants your heart. That's it. It's simple. So don't overthink it. And like I said, one good tip if you're trying to get better with prayer is to find someone who is a great spiritual leader, or someone who, is a Christian that you may look up to, and they have really wonderful prayers that they pray. I would encourage you to transcribe it, write it down verbatim, and start to actually pray those prayers over your life. And I believe that you'll start to pick up on a lot of the terminology, and you'll start to find your own voice through those prayers. My second thing I want to discuss is confidence in prayer. Are you not confident in prayer? If you're someone who's not confident in prayer, I believe that sometimes it could be that maybe you may not be reading your word as much. I find when I'm reading my word more, when I'm a little bit more comfortable with a certain chapter or a certain verse, or like I said, certain terminology in the Bible, and when I know what God has, when I know the truth, it's kind of like it's top of mind for me, and I already know what to say. I know what to remind myself of, because I'm saying it aloud and I'm repeating it. Like, God, I know you said in your word that you would never leave us, you would never forsake us. In your word you say this, and I declare this, and I speak this. And it's really like you're really speaking his word over your life. You're declaring it. And could it be that maybe you may not be confident in prayer because you may not be reading your word? That could be one thing. I know for a fact when I'm asked to speak about a certain subject, or someone asks me a question and I'm very uncomfortable answering it, it's because most of the times I'm not knowledgeable on that certain subject matter. So I think it'll probably be the same thing for me with prayer. I know the more I read my word, the more I'm learning about Jesus, the more I'm learning about these Bible characters, the more I'm learning about God's truth overall, I am becoming more confident in prayer and in praying. So I think that may be one thing that'll help you with your confidence, to read the word of God, to know the word of God, and to rely on the word of God, to memorize the word of God so that you know what to say when you need to call on him and you need to declare these things over your life or other people's lives. This is from my notes. I have to read it because this was just some stuff I was jotting down, but I love it. In order for you to gain your confidence, you have to start your journey to getting to know God. Anything can be intimidating that is unknown. That comes from the devil, because he knows the peace and joy you will have from quiet time with God. I had to go and stop the video and find this book. It's called The Art of War for Spiritual Battle: Essential Tactics and Strategies for Spiritual Warfare. I bought this book. Someone told me to buy this book when I was fasting and praying for my brother when he was literally fighting a spiritual battle. I bought this book and I would like pray over him. And I learned a lot through this. And I can't find the specific part I wanted to read. But God, I feel like he brought me to this one specific page, and I just want to read one thing from it. As believers, when it comes to praying, the Bible seems to emphasize learning how to pray through experience and getting as much experience as possible by remaining steadfast and instant in prayer. As we have already seen, Paul told us we should pray without ceasing. That's in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 17. So more than anything else, simply be consistent in your prayer times. You will obtain a tenacity of spirit when you stay vigilant and relentlessly focus on seeking God in prayer. Look intently to the matters God has exposed in the realm of the spirit. Pray with force and perseverance. Once your focus is locked, the intensity of prayer should escalate until it dismantles the illegal movements of the satanic kingdom. That brings me to my next point, okay? How do you pray with authority? I believe you pray with authority by actually believing and having faith in God. A lot of us read God's word, but we don't really take God for his word. And I think that that's why a lot of us are mentally and spiritually stuck. God didn't just say these words to just play some sort of sick joke on us. I believe that God really is true to his word. We need to read God's word and really, literally believe it. Like, sometimes it's so hard, but it really should be easier for us to really walk around with such an attitude that, like, God really got my back. Like, I'm good. A big part of that is obedience. But, yes, I really just believe that when you pray with authority, you are literally praying with the belief that, God, it is done. If it's according to your will, it is done. And I truly believe that sort of authority and confidence comes with consistency in prayer. So while your prayer life in the beginning may not look like or feel like you possess that authority, you actually already do. But, you know, that confidence will come definitely through constant and consistent prayer. So I really hope this video was great for you guys. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments in the comments. But see you guys later. Bye.